what you should know before watching. Before we dive in, let's cover the basics. This course doesn't require you to be an SAP expert. However, if you worked with tools like Excel, Power BI, or Tableau, you'll feel right at home. Having some knowledge of measures, dimensions, and simple charts will give you a head start. And remember, if you're completely new to analytics, don't worry, we'll guide you step by step. Before we dive in, covering the basics, before we dive into the world of SAP Analytics, Cloud SAC, let's pause for a moment and set the stage. Many learners who join this program often have the same question: do I need to be an SAP expert to succeed here? The simple answer is no. This course has been carefully designed to welcome learners from different backgrounds. Whether you're a business professional who has worked mostly in Excel, an analyst familiar with visualization tools like Power BI, or even someone completely new to analytics, you will find your place here. Let's break down what you really need before starting, what's nice to have, and how this training will guide you step by step. No prior SAP experience required. First, let us be very clear, you do not need to know the technical details of SAP systems such as SAP S4, HA, and SAP PW or SAP HANA to begin learning SAP. While SAP integrates beautifully with these systems, your learning journey here will focus on the analytics, planning, and reporting features that sit on top of the data. In other words, even if you have never logged into an SAP system before, you can still start fresh with SAC. All the essential concepts will be introduced in plain language with plenty of hands on practice to reinforce learning. Your familiarity with Excel will help now. Many learners have at least some experience with Excel, and that's great news. If you've ever built a pivot table, created a bar chart to show sales by product, or use formulas like sum or average, then you've already had the foundation to work effectively with SAC. Excel teaches you how to think about rows and columns, measures and dimensions, and even how to use filters to drill into the data you want. Those same habits translate directly into SAC. For example, in Excel, you might have a column called region and another called revenue in Psych. Region would be treated as a dimension and revenue would be a measure. Just like in Excel, you can then create a chart to compare revenues by region. So, even if you only scratch the surface of Excel, you're already ahead of the game. Experience with BI tools is a bonus. If you've used tools like Power BI, Tableau, or ClickView, then you'll find SAC to be a natural extension of what you already know. These platforms share many similarities with SIC, drag and drop interfaces for building dashboards, ability to connect to multiple data sources, interactive charts, graphs, and visualizations. What sets SAC apart is its integration of planning and predictive analytics into the same platform. So while your experience with other tools gives you a head start, you'll also be learning new capabilities that go beyond traditional buy. Think of it like this: if Power BI or Tableau are primarily about looking at what has already happened, SAC takes it a step further by allowing you to plan for what should happen and even predict what is likely to happen. Understanding measures and dimensions. One of the most useful things you can do before starting is to become comfortable with two basic concepts: measures and dimensions. Measures are the numbers you analyze: revenue, cost, profit, headcount, sales quantity, etc. Dimensions are the categories you use to slice and dice those numbers: region, product, customer, time period, department, etc. Here's a simple example. Imagine you have a data set with the following columns: region, product, sales, revenue units sold, North laptop 500, Saturn 19 to 500, South tablet 300,000, 1,800 mentions. Region, product, measures, sales revenue, units sold. In SEC, this distinction becomes very powerful. You'll be able to filter data by region or product while comparing different measures. Understanding this concept early on will give you a big advantage. Getting comfortable with charts and visuals, another area where some prior exposure helps, is in building simple charts. If you've ever made a pie chart in Excel or a line chart to show trends over time, then you already understand the basics of visualization. In SAC, you'll take this further by learning best practices for visualization, choosing the right chart type for the story you want to tell, avoiding clutter, and making data easy to interpret, designing dashboards that are both visually appealing and insightful. Remember, analytics is not just about crunching numbers, it's about communicating insights effectively for beginners. Don't worry, now let's address those who are completely new to analytics. Maybe you've never opened Excel for anything beyond typing a list. Maybe words like dimension or measure sound intimidating. Here's the good news, this course assumes nothing. You'll start from the ground up, step by step. You'll learn 1. How to load data into SAC. 2. How to build your first model. 3. How to create a simple bar chart or table. 4. How to share insights with your team. We'll use plenty of real life examples, simple explanations, and practice exercises to ensure you never feel lost. In fact, being a beginner can sometimes be an advantage. You'll approach SAC with a fresh perspective without unlearning habits from other tools. The role of curiosity and practice. What truly matters more than prior experience is curiosity and practice. The willingness to explore, experiment, and try things out will make your learning journey smoother. SAC is designed to be user friendly. You don't need programming skills. You don't need a deep technical background. What you do need is the mindset to ask questions like, what story does this data tell me? How can I present this information clearly? What decisions can be improved with these insights? If you bring that mindset, the tool will do the heavy lifting. Final reassurance. So, to summarize, you do not need to be an SAP expert. If you know Excel, you already have a solid foundation. If you've used my tools, you'll transition quickly. If you're completely new, you'll be guided step by step. This training is not about who has the most prior knowledge. It is about building skills together and gaining confidence with each exercise. By the end, everyone, regardless of background, will be able to use SAC to analyze, plan, and share insights. So take a deep breath, set aside any worries, and get ready to begin your journey. The basics are covered, and the exciting part starts now.